All right, Cardinals, Padres, let's move on. 83 Fahrenheit, clear, 5 miles per hour, sideways in. Wainwright versus Zach Davies, and I flip-flopped on this. So Breitz beats wanting the Cardinals to sweep. We took the Cardinals yesterday. It was a comfortable victory, and I'm afraid to back Wainwright on the road here, and I see Davies as a pitcher who steps up in big spots. Although I don't have enough. He hasn't done that consistently through his career. So I guess I see his off-speed stuff much improved this year, and he's been a key cog for these Padres. 7-4, 2.73 ERA, 1.07 WHIP. His Ks are up from previous years, 63 Ks and 69 and a third, 19 walks. Cardinals don't hit righties, 235, 690 OPS. Padres first righties, they smash them, 259, 815 OPS. Davies held opponents to a 216 opponents batting average, 269 opponents on base percentage. And his 10 career starts against the Cardinals all came when he was with the Brew Crew. 2-3, 4.55 ERA, 1.33 WHIP, 290 opponents batting average against. But I'm telling you, his off-speed pitches are just much stronger than they've ever been before. And then Wainwright at Petco, 3.03 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, 229 opponents batting average, and always been good against the Padres. 2.19 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, 240 opponents batting average. But this is just a different Padres lineup, and I don't care what his numbers are against them. Let's see who we're dealing with. Davies opens up at minus 160, where he stands now. This total opened up at 8.5 and is now at 9. Take it away. Nolly knows. Cardinals, Padres.
You see with the Padres, it's a tough predicament to be in here, down 0-1, especially when they left Mike Clevenger and Nelson Lement completely off their wild card roster. That's something that, I mean, you gotta expect their expectations to drop a little bit. They feel that they're gonna have to put runs on the board, and I think here today they got a tough predicament in facing Wainwright. Wainwright postseason numbers: he's 27-14 with a 2.49 ERA, and last year in the playoffs, which is most recent because you're talking about his older age. Last year in the playoffs, he looked really good. 1.62 ERA in 2 starts against Atlanta and Washington. Went 7 innings in each of those. Actually made it into the 8th inning in both of those, giving up 3 earned runs against Washington and 0 against Atlanta. This is a big-time pitcher, and this is a stud. He's got a lot of experience here in the postseason, and I expect Wainwright to pitch well today. On the other side, Davies, there's that question mark making his first postseason start here. He was 7-4, 2.73 ERA, like you mentioned, and last year against these Cardinals, he pitched well. He had 2 starts against them. On April 23rd, goes 4 2/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. And then on August 19th, goes 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. Davies is a pitcher that I do like, and I do like this matchup. There are a couple guys, when you look at the St. Louis Cardinals, that do hit them well. You look at Yadier Molina with a 300 average, but specifically Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter is 12 for 25. 4 doubles and 3 home runs against him. So that's the guy that he's going to have to work around. But like you mentioned, Jimmy, this year he's figured something out with his breaking balls, and he looked a lot better. I think a little bit overreaction with the fact that the game went over yesterday, and I'm looking to take the under here. I'm going to take the first 5 under, and I'm debating the full game.
You'd think that these Padres would have seen more of Wainwright, but I guess it's a young ball club. I mean, Machado's seen him 8 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 double, 1 homer. Tatis, seen him twice, 0 for 2 against him. Will Myers, 2 for 6. So overall, as a lineup, they're hitting 250 with a 757 OPS. And you nailed it with Matt Carpenter. 12 for 25 with 4 doubles, 3 homers against them. Wow. And that skews all the numbers up. But I always, when I look at the batters versus pitcher stats, I think, do the big boys hit them hard? And here you have Carpenter, Goldschmidt, Molina right up in the top 3, and so that makes me uncomfortable. Cash action bets also like in the under 8.5, and this under's moved to 9 at some books. Let's see what it is at mine. Yeah, it's 9 at my book. And Dill Pickles like in Davies, hits allowed over 4.5. That's a pretty good look. I wonder, Dill Pickles, what's the juice on that? Very curious to hear what the juice is. And Barry Smith says Wainwright gets rocked, Wayne left. DJ Big Boss joining us. Let's see what his splits are, because there was times where I felt like Wainwright wasn't strong on the road. We watched him dominate at home, but he was good on the road this year. Very good. 205 opponents batting average, 3-1. So what we know about the Padres is they went through their bullpen pretty deep, but this is all hands on deck to win today. So they're going to go deep in their bullpen and be vulnerable tomorrow. So I can understand this move going against the market. Vaughn Burgess says Wainwright is terrible to me. Levi Crest said I had cards yesterday. I think I'm going back to the well again. Wainwright is just a big game guy. I can't fade. Schnizzle joining us, Ohio's finest. So is this an official move under 9 Cardinals Padres?
No, I'm going to take the first 5 under 5 here. You mentioned it. The all hands on deck. And when I hear that with the San Diego Padres, what we've seen at the end of the season, when they go all hands on deck and they're going to use their bullpen, it does not bode well. Their bullpen is not something I'm confident in. They're supposed to make this big leap this year, and I have yet to see it. I do not trust that bullpen for them. And also the bats. You know, you look at the San Diego Padres, they can hit the ball, and they're going to have to score runs to be able to win, because their pitching is not going to be the same. And here in this game, I don't think they'll be able to get it done in the first 5. So that's my angle here.
First 5 under 5. You know, I like it. I like it. All right, I am finally on the board. First 5 under 5. What a great stat by Brandon Lugo. Very enjoyable capping together as a team like this. Brandon Lugo says, stat I saw on ESPN watching the games yesterday, bullpen ERA on 0 days rest, 4.72 versus 1 day rest, 2.61 last 3 years in the playoffs. And that's exactly sort of what part of what Nolly was talking about right there. I like it. I think that's great. Okay, I'm on the board, and I still might move on that first 5 under 4 in Reds Braves. I might. But first 5 under 5 is nice. Cardinals Padres. Okay, I'm in.